Hello, DATV viewers. Christian here, and you've got episode 8 of Boss It. Sorry, the futuristic hallway was a bit out of power today. So, as I said, hi, Christian here, and you've got episode 8 of Boss It in your hands. So today, I wanted to talk about something that is a topic that no one appeals to. Cereal. I'm like, and you may be thinking, why on earth would you want to talk about that? Well, hear me out. The reason I talk about this stuff today is because that there's like many different variations of it. There's Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs. I don't know why, but I just wanted to talk about it today because there's been a lot of recipes out there that happen to use cereal. And it's not often that when you run into a recipe like that, it's just a thing that you don't really think about. But once you do think about it, it really changes your life for the better good. But once you really have it in the end, it's just not something that you think of. But once you find out all the practical uses that it has, it's like mind blown, or maybe not. Some of the recipes out there are pretty simple. Others are quite complex and require, I don't know, about a couple years worth of chef education, or chef ed as I prefer to call it, but hey, that's me. I come up with words that no one else uses. In all seriousness though, cereal itself is the type of thing that no one really thinks about. I mean, sure, some people eat it during the morning, but some people eat it at night. The way I see it, I can't blame them. If they gotta go to work early in the morning, they gotta have their breakfast then. So, people have the things that they do when they do it well. I mean, get this. I once heard a Pixar story about there being an entire bar dedicated to nothing but eating cereal. I mean, they got a couple of hundred on there, just to name a few. They got a Captain Crunch. What's another one? What was it again? Muesli. What the heck is that stuff? I think it's like a type of bran cereal. There was Raisin Bran. That's a good type of cereal, right? That right there. Because, well, me though, I'm strictly a Crave guy myself. I mean, chocolate, yum yum, as they say. So, people have their different types of cereal that they like. I mean, some people might like Fruity Pebbles, some might like Cocoa Puffs, some might like, what's another one? Jif released a new cereal. I know, right? A peanut butter brand releasing cereal. Ooh, shock. Yeah, whatever. There was also s'mores from Kellogg's. I mean, my guess is, way back when, cereals used to be like appealing to like an older demographic, no offense. And nowadays, it's trying to appeal to a more kid-friendly demographic, while at the same time still trying to appeal to the parents, of which I dare say that is quite a long shot. But in the end, they appeal to them. So hey, who am I to judge? But people also eat different types of cereal in their own ways. Like, hey, you like. Probably like, I don't know, like an NBA player, and you want to dunk your cereal in milk. Man, whatever, you do that, whatever. People have the types of things that they do. And speaking of, get this. I know of a little great thing that could easily get the, what was it again? Nah, I won't bring it up. Although I will tell you this. No more soggy cereal. Okay, whatever, I'll tell you. It's called the Just Crunch Bowl. And let me tell you, man, is it all kinds of worth it. You got your milk on one side and the cereal on the other, so you can dip your cereal into the milk, and the best part is it'll always retain that crunch. But you may be wondering, oh, where can I find this fantastic item? Only one place to look. Vad19.com. Be sure to click on over there, and you'll be able to watch, not only see that, but also a dozen more items. And speaking of online shopping, Vad19 isn't the only kind of company that's pretty much megalomania with dollars, because people have made at least almost a couple $100K a year working on online. I mean, there's big companies like JCPenney, Marshalls, Macy's, just to name 3. And slowly but surely, online shopping is becoming more and more present in this world. Present is not a good word. What's another word? Prominent. That's the word. There we go. Sheesh. I'm trying to come up with better words here, and then I can't even think of the one word I'm trying to use in the place of the word president. But then I just figured it out, and it's wrong, and I'm like, what? So, another thing today is, anyways, I'm going to be talking about another big topic, which is identity theft. Now, I'm sure it's all happened to you DATV viewers at least once or twice in your lifetime. But hey, that's why there's companies like LifeLock. They'll be able to help you out if you lose your identity. Plus, they get a $1 million guarantee. They spend up to $1 million to help you get your identity back. Now, the way I see it, that's dedication. If only there were more of that in this world, huh? What? Oh, nothing. Sorry. I thought one of the DATV crew was talking to me. What's up, guys? So, identity theft, albeit, it's a big thing. Because, I mean, people could be making unauthorized purchases with their credit card, pretty much maxing it out at any rate. And the worst part of it is, there's nothing you can do to stop it. But that stinks, doesn't it? Well, that just got really dark. Okay, let's talk about another topic today, which is, well, how about hoverboards? Now, I'm sure a couple of you DATV viewers out there have wanted one for Christmas. You've put it like almost every day on your wish list. And trust me, I wouldn't blame you. I don't even own them yet, and that's the worst part. Oh man, but let me tell you, once you get your hands on a hoverboard, it'll really change your life for the better. You think that you're one of the cool kids nowadays. Besides, the way I see it, you're cool in your own way, viewers. And I'm not trying to go all Mr. Rogers on you, although that was a good show. But I never really watched enough of it to know that it was, so whatever. But I think the one thing that really is cool about a hoverboard is the way you can customize it. All the decals you can add and such. And it's really easy to control too. You just move forward or back, and you can make it go forward or reverse. I mean, that's a good way to travel, am I right? Yeah, of course. So, what's next here? Let's see. Actually, I've got a good joke for you viewers. What happens when you spill your, what do you have to do to find out who spilled your spaghetti? You have to get to the source of the problem. Source, sauce, makes sense, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm saying like source in like Australian or something. Like, you gotta get to the source of the problem. I'm close enough. But, yeah. My jokes, they're not the best, but hey, whose are nowadays? There's so many comedians out there, it's hard to tell which one's better than the other. It's weird, isn't it? But hey, that's what people do, and they have their things that they do. But hey, people do that stuff, and they think about the stuff that they do. I'm going. But I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in the world, especially hoverboards, because that kind of stuff is just super hard to find and super expensive. But I mean, once you get one, like if you save up enough money to buy one, it's like you're actually cool with your friends now because you've got a hoverboard and you can chill with them. I always say you're cool in your own way, viewers. Like I said, not trying to go Mr. Rogers on you. Seriously, I'm sure a couple of you viewers have watched that show, so you've got nothing to worry about. You would understand where that reference came from. Fingers crossed. But, no seriousness though. People have their own things and their own ways that they feel. And the way I see it, that's fine. You feel sad when there's like a sad, like when you're doing like a try not to cry challenge, you're doing good. You feel happy when you have like a cat rolling around on a rainbow, like Nyan Cat. Anyone? Speaking of, that brings me to another topic: unknown blank, because Nyan Cat's creator is still unknown to this day, and that's the weirdest part. Nyan Cat has been a popular internet meme for almost 20 years, And yet, at the same time, no one has managed to find out who its creator is. I suppose it's like one of those things we'll never find out, like another mystery in life. But you know, the way I see it, we're doing pretty good here. But we all have unknown mysteries that we strive every day to solve. Of which I think it's a great way to persevere in life. And speaking of perseverance, everyone has their own way of getting through obstacles, and to which I say, well done indeed. But you all have things that you do out there to try to persevere through a bunch of obstacles, in which, like I said, I applaud you. And that of which is quite an incredible thing. So, the next time you're worried about going through an obstacle, the way I see it, take a look at this show. Then you'll see, because, I mean, look at me. I talk to you guys for 28 minutes a day. At first I was scared, but now I realize that once I get through it, man, it was just about as easy as it could get. It's that kind of stuff that really makes you wonder, can I do that? Well, if you got the time. I'm just kidding. But seriously though, if you do have the time, then that's great. Because, get this, DATV is actually looking for brand new shows for this summer. Now, albeit the summer's running out, you've still got a chance. Take your show up with the DATV crew, and you can always contact them at datv.org. These guys will be exactly what you need to get the shows ready. And albeit you may have gotten your show a bit late, not a problem. Also, another thing I want to talk about is DATV's extensive range of services. They can do high-speed DVD duplication for $10, I think, and they can do VHS to DVD conversion for $15. All you've got to do is supply the original tape. These guys can also do VHS repair. It's weird, huh? But hey, that's DATV for you. But you know, it's times like this that really make you think, are there loyal guys like these guys? Well, the answer is, rest assured, there are. Because DATV is about one of the most loyal. I was about to say loyalists there, but that wouldn't make any sense. That's not even a word. The most loyal television company that is, well, it meets 3 core standards. Number 1, the place is an NPO, which for all of you out there that don't speak business, stands for a non-profit organization. Number 2 is that they really know what to do in life because they have made it this far in such a small building, of which they really don't care. As long as they can put out content, that's the good stuff, for them at least. And number 3, you can always count on them being a super reliable crew, the likes of which you can't find anywhere else. So that's really a good thing to think about when you're doing a show like this. I mean, we're already almost a third of the way there, which I think is, like I said, it's crazy. I mean, and best of all, these guys have the greatest upload system ever. They, as I was saying, they always make sure that they can get YouTube's highest quality render to make sure that all of your videos come out in stunning high definition, the likes of which you just can't seem to find in the studio. But the way I see it, that's fine. Who cares if they only broadcast in standard def? The way I see it, as long as they broadcast it all, we're good, eh? Anyways, we've got 13 minutes left, just a bit of a heads up. So, what else? I got it. Let's talk about corporations, or rather, in DATV's case, the lack of one. Because, I mean, I'm not saying that having a lack of a corporation is a bad thing, mind you, but the way I see it, be they a corporation or no, I mean, what's the worst that could happen, am I right? Because these guys really have the ultimate chance in life to really bring forth a new era of television, the likes of which not even Xfinity can bring. So, listen, crew, if you're hearing this, especially you, Ron, it's crews like this that really make shows worth doing. Once again, thanks, because it's times like this you really think it's places where you're like stuck in life and you can't think of what you're doing. It's like you can't even think straight. I mean, you got all these like thoughts clouding your mind, and it's crazy. But yeah. But there's always that kind of stuff that you just don't really think about. Like can I do a TV show like this, or am I supposed to like meet a certain quota at my job? Well, I can't answer the quota at your job question, but what I can answer is, like I said, DATV is still interested in looking for new shows. So, if you're interested, be sure to email them at draketv.org. They'll be able to answer whatever questions you may or may not have. And best of all, they still got a couple kids camps going on. If you're interested, send your kid down, and these guys will be able to teach them the basics of editing and pretty much any other stuff, working with cameras, editing software, even the credits. Trust me, these guys are about as reliable as you can get. So, in hindsight, it's crazy. Now, at at the end of my last episode, I was giving out a lot of accolades, but the reason I do so is because you don't really find many TV stations that work like DATV. These guys always have ideas in their mind, fresh ideas, old ideas, whatever. They can recycle them or make them new again. But the way I see it, you not only can't find them like this, but also because these guys approach 3 core services that no other place I know can do: high-speed DVD duplication, VHS to DVD conversion, and VHS repair. Well, more like tape repair. VHS tape repair? Yeah. Of which, I'm not going to lie, that's huge, because there are so many VHS tapes out there that are pretty much cluttering up in your basement. I'm sure you viewers have something in there, because there's maybe I don't know, a couple of old baseball games that you may or may not have recorded, but you didn't have a DVD at the time. Well, rest assured, if you happen to have those, swing on by the DATV studio, and these guys will be able to copy that stuff into a DVD. The way I see it, that's a lot of work. And the best part is, cheapest price too, $10. Now, let's think about this. You could buy at least a couple 20 with that, but why buy 20 when you can have one transformed into a DVD, which that'll last for a couple centuries? But it really works, it just does. So another thing I wanted to talk about is because, tablecloths, man. What are you gonna do? Speaking of tablecloths, I wanted to talk about how big a couple of them are, because you don't really use them as much, but it's just that kind of stuff that you don't really think about. Because when you're having a giant family gathering, and there's 20 or more, you've always got to make sure that the tablecloth is enough to make ends. Well, not so much make ends meet, but so much as you gotta make sure to make them. You gotta make sure to make them look like a part of the decor. And even if you may or may not have picked up on a mismatched one, the way I see it, incorporate it in some way, because as I always say, you can always improvise. I mean, I've been improvising while doing this show for 7 episodes now, and you're watching number 8. So the way I see it, that's huge. And I've been doing this for 23 minutes each day. No, 28 minutes each day. And I've been doing this every Tuesday. Yeah, every Tuesday. Sorry, I got this and business as usual confused. Man, I hate when I do that. So let's see here. The minutes are probably too extensive to bring up, and I'm sure you viewers aren't in the mood for some kind of complex math equation. Plus, I don't even have a board for it, so meh. So anyways, what else here? I wanted to talk about extension cords. They're super draggy. I don't even get there's some cutting edge stuff where there's there's complex circuitry of which you could tell by the graphic that Ron just put in, which I forgot to point to. But there's like complex circuitry that you have to work out with those things, and you're not even sure if you can replace the internal components or you're gonna have to replace the entire thing. I mean, nowadays there's like power outlet strips that are like flexible, and that's useful. But there's also like many other things that are useful. Like there's a spice cabinet that could really like extend all the way to like fit inside your cabinet. And there's also, there's so many innovations out there, it's hard to keep track of them all. But the one thing I can't get enough of the most is the brand new Sleep Number bed. Like I said, I'm not looking for any cross promos today. So fingers crossed we're not struck by copyright. But but all seriousness though, the fact that you can control your bed to fit so that you can have a good sleep, that's just a shocker. Because I get the right amount of sleep because that's a good thing. But the one kind of thing, I mean, you gotta get like a full 8 or 9 hours, of which I get my new. But the fact that you can just increase that number by going to bed and like a Sleep Number bed, it's just all kinds of worth it. So the next time you're sleeping on your bed, think about, maybe I should get a Sleep Number. It'll be great. Rest assured, it'll do you a lot of good. You'll get some more sleep, and you'll be ready to wake up energized to start your day, of which I always do. And I'm sure you viewers will make yourselves that way too. You gotta get energized, gotta get moving, gotta start your day. And the way I see it, going to bed is the best day, or rather, best part, because you end the normal day and you start a new one. I always say, start anew. It'll do you good. That's what we all should do at least a couple days now. It pays off eventually. You just gotta know when. We got about 5 minutes here, so I'm gonna get a couple closing words in. I just can't get enough of places like, I don't know, like I said, I can't get enough of places like DATV. Because, like I said, they're reliable, they're worthwhile, and best of all, they strive to do their best. That's 3 core requirements, and that's the best way to meet it. I mean, albeit they gotta work out a couple of complex circuitries, like right over there. Yeah, right down there. Man, I love the graphic I put in. But all the while, these guys have risen above the rest, the likes of which we can't find anywhere else. And I'm not gonna lie, things like that are what really turn television companies from non-profit organizations to all-profit organizations. Even though these guys don't even care about the money. What they care about, and what I've always cared about since day one of my show, which was like, I don't even remember how many Tuesdays ago. Man, but the reason I think so is because these guys have turned from an NPO to an APO, all-profit organization. Because the way I see it, these guys only profit off not so much the views that this place gets, but also all the smiles that they're given. Not just from me, although I happen to cover at least 35%, but also because that the extensive crew here is skilled in editing, rewriting, and who knows, maybe even swapping out audios. But the way I see it, it's companies like this that are truly the type of thing you don't really think is worth thinking about. But once you start thinking about them, you really just put it together for yourself. The way I see it, that's been worth it. Because, do I even need to say any more? I think I've really expressed it, but if I must. But albeit these guys, a simple place with not enough square space, they're really shooting for like a 5,000 one. But the way I see it, these guys could care less if they were working in a basement. As long as they can put out good content, they're set and they're sorted. So no matter what you do, no matter what you always do, be sure to tune in to channels 8, 22, and 99 at the end of the day. And whatever's on, you can rest assured it was made by these guys, because they're the best you'll find in the smallest town that anyone's been ever sure to live in, the likes of which we can't seem to find anymore. Nowadays, it's like megalo companies, which I say megalo because they've got like tons of power, or at least so they think they have. I mean, of course, I don't plan to outwit them or anything, so no offense, but they've always got a couple snags in their plans. But rest assured, these guys don't need a plan. They're the type I like to call a WINPO, the winging it nonprofit. Because these guys, they don't stop until they got something to go right. Now, I mean, they're not looking for something to go perfect. That's not their goal. They're looking for it to go right. If it goes wrong, they do all they can to fix it. They always make sure it goes right. If it goes perfect, big deal. They always make sure that it goes right. And the way I see it, that's about the right way to do things. Pun entirely intended. So, let's see here. Like I said, a couple closing words. Like I said, these guys have 4 services in total. They've got the summer camps for their kids. They got summer camps for your kids. If you're interested in giving your kids editing classes, or if you got a DVD you need duplicated, rest assured these guys will be able to help you. You can find out more at DATV. You can find more about DATV services at the DATV site, datv.org. These guys will be able to give you everything you need, and you can also email them if you're interested in getting a show done, or you'll be able to get best part is, they might even give you a behind-the-scenes look. But the way I see it, that's just the way people do things. So we got 1 minute left here. I didn't realize, but hey, time flies when you're having fun. So once again, I'd like to give an extended special thanks to, I can't thank them enough, the Dragon Access Television crew. But I'd especially like to give an extra special thanks to Gary Muse Jr., the current owner. Because it's guys like him that really make this worth doing. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks once again to all of you, about 200K DATV viewers out there, who have stayed up at 5:30 at night to watch this. But I can't stress enough that thank you so much to my family, because you've truly put another spin on life that I really didn't have in the first place. And rest assured, episode 9 will be quite a shocker. I won't divulge much except this. I'll be with one of my own. Thank you so much, viewers. This is CX200, or rather Christian Ramos, and I'm out of here. Best of luck, viewers, and I'll catch you in episode 9.